Thank you all. कोई अभी मैं रक्षित सर से रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि ज्ञानवत्सल स्वामी जी का बुके और साल से सम्मानित करें। श्री रक्षित सर।
गुड मॉर्निंग।
रक्षित सर को रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा, श्री विवेक मंगल स्वामी जी का सम्मान करेंगे। सर को रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा, स्नेह जीवन स्वामी जी का सम्मान करेंगे।
नाम लेते हैं तो जाता हूँ।
थैंक यू सर।
अच्छा है ये थैंक यू करा दे तो मैंने नहीं तो बुला है आपको बात की तारीफ को पढ़ना चाहिए जो आपको तारीफ कर रहे थे।
अभी सेशन चालू होने से पहले मैं श्री योगेश भाई से रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि वो 2 शब्द बोलेंगे स्वामी ज्ञानवत्सल के सर के लिए। सर प्लीज।
Going to hear Dr. Pujya Gyanvatsal Swamiji. On this August gathering, I would like to introduce Pujya Dr. Gyanvatsal Swami. Pujya Dr. Gyanvatsal Swami has become mechanical engineer from BVM College, Vidyanagar in 1991. After becoming a graduate in engineering, he became a saint with the hands of Param Pujya Pramukh Swamiji Maharaj in 1992. And after that, he has addressed to the various more than 15,000 gatherings, either social, religious or corporate forums. Pujya Gyanvatsal Swamiji is a life coach and eminent speaker by whose lectures various peoples are inspired and their lives are became changed what was they were preferred before Swamiji's lecture. Pujya Gyanvatsal Swamiji, Dr. Gyanvatsal Swamiji is going to address today on the topic of the art of spiritual leadership, attitude the master key, think beyond responsibility. These are the topics. Those are all different, but today we are going to hear, we all must have seen him, heard him on various social forums like YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. But today we are going to listen him live on the topic of the art of spiritual leadership, attitude the master key, and think beyond responsibility. I would like to call Pujya Dr. Gyanvatsal Swami to address us. Thank you.
गुणातीतो अक्षरं ब्रह्म भगवान् पुरुषोत्तमः जनो जानन्निदं सत्यं मुच्यते भवबन्धनात्. With prostrations at the divine feet of Bhagavan Swaminarayan, my Guru Hari, Param Pujya Pramukh Swami Maharaj, and my Pragat Guru Hari, Param Pujya Mahant Swamiji Maharaj, my heartiest namaskar. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Swami Narayan, and a very good morning. The entire Adani family, and especially my good friend Rakshat. It's always nice to be in the midst of young professionals, share and care for the betterment, for a wonderful future of the individual as well as the organization, and both coming together overall for the country. Rakshit and me were just discussing, talking something casual, and I told him that I admire Gautam Adani ji for two reasons. First, he's a staunch nationalist, nation-first attitude. And second, he loves and respects the great Indian culture and tradition. That can be seen from his workings, that can be seen from his certain actions, that can be seen from his certain presentations on occasions, that you can mark out that he's a nation lover, he's a culture lover. So definitely the entire country owes great to Gautam Adani ji and the entire family. First, for setting up such enterprises and thus creating a lot of opportunities, a lot of employment. And second thing, consolidating their bases for a better future of the society and of the country. So I think on behalf of the entire country, thank you very much, the entire family. Well, I come from the BAPS Swaminarayan Sanstha. We are one of the largest organizations in the world. We run more than 1,800 hospitals, hostels, schools, colleges, community centers, Sanskar Kendras, Mandirs and Akshardham in more than 60 countries of the world. We are a force of like 1,300 saints and more than 100,000, that is 1 lakh volunteers, dedicated ones, running all these institutions all over the world. We have got a permanent seat in the United Nations as an NGO. Only few NGOs in the world have this very special privilege. So Our representative sits in the United Nations every week when they have to consult NGOs for certain decisions in the social educational field. And many of you might have visited the Swaminarayan Akshardham at Gandhinagar and Delhi. Just raise your hands if you have been there. All of us. We come from that organization. And the Swaminarayan Akshardham at Delhi, that class, that size, that scale of project, it is on 110 acres of land on the banks of Yamuna. That scale, at present, we are coming up with Johannesburg in South Africa. It is halfway done. At Sydney in Australia, it has come out of the ground. At Melbourne in Australia. And on 6th of September, our Guru Hari Mahant Swamiji Maharaj will inaugurate the first traditional stone structure Sanatan Hindu Dharma temple on the continent of Europe, in the city of France, in Paris. It will be the first of its kind on the continent of Europe. A stone structure traditional mandir built to last more than 1,000 years. And about 3 or 4 months hence, that is in the month of December or early next year, we will inaugurate 140 acres of Swaminarayan Akshardham at Surat. The project is 90% done. So in that way, we are one of the largest organizations in the world. We run more than 162 different kinds of social, cultural, educational, medical activities for the betterment of humanity. In the organization, today we are more than 1,300 saints. Out of them, more than 1,100 are graduates, postgraduates, chartered accountants, doctors, and engineers. More than 150 of them are born American and British citizens, born and raised there, academically well qualified. And more than about 50 saints in the organization. They have studied in Ivy League type of colleges like Stanford, Harvard, Carnegie Mellon, Yale, and Keelung. I've been told, Rakshit was just telling me a few minutes back, I was just asking that about you all, your profiles and your workings, and I was very happy to hear from him. How many of you are engineers sitting here? Oh, like 90%. How many of you finished your engineering 35 years back? 4 and 1, 5, 6. So you are with me. I finished my engineering 35 years back. I finished my mechanical engineering from BVM, Vallabh Vidyanagar. That was 35 years back. So 90% of you are engineers, but we 4, 5 are senior most. So I'm a senior person in your company today. A senior engineer in your work staff. So this was just a casual connection between Adani and BAPS that I started my talk with. But the topic shared with me today, Rakshit has shared a long list of 4 or 5 topics. I'll try to integrate. And each topic has the capacity to carry on for 1 hour. So don't worry, I'm not going to talk for 4 or 5 hours. I know it's like a working day and you need to join your work. And I have my second program at Khavda, which is like about 4 hours from here. And today being Ekadashi, we just have a drop of water max. We don't eat anything. So I'm also on a run and you are also on a run. But between that, a good session of inspiration is quite good. It's energetic and you feel a bit better going back to work. The first important aspect that was shared with me by Rakshit was attitude is the key to success. Your academics is fine. Your intelligence is fine. Your experience is fine. Your platforms or back support systems or networks is fine. Attitude makes all the difference. Attitude means how you look at things, how you perceive things. They say what happens with you is 10%. How you take it is 90%. What happens with you is 10%. How you take it is 90%. That all depends upon attitude. If you have the right kind of attitude, that is the right set of mind, you can see an opportunity in every drop of water, in every atom of air. If you have the right kind of mindset, you can find solution to any problem. If you have the right kind of mindset, you can plan your projects, your work well. If you have the right kind of attitude, you can maintain your relationships well. So basically, after all academic qualifications or experiences or back support systems that you have, what matters most is your set of thinking, set of attitudes, set of right kind of mindsets. Yes or no? Do you agree with this? With all the resources that you have, if you don't have the right kind of mindset, you won't grow or you won't contribute. And the other way is also equally right. Sometimes if you have less of resources, but if you have the right kind of mindset, you can use those minimum resources or lesser resources that you have. You can use those lesser or minimum resources that you have even to scale up projects or do better work. We have that experience in our organization. We are not a commercial setup. We don't have a corporate structure. We are an NGO. At our place, the right kind of mindset matters the most. Because working in a corporate is different, working in NGOs is different. I'm being with this organization more than 40 years. In your corporate structure, it is pay and smile relationship. It is a pay and smile relationship. Your boss is paying you, you like that salary, and so there is a smile on your face. Your boss likes your work, so there is a smile on boss's face. Rakshitna mota upar smile aavi gayi. We are friends, so we can casually talk. So it's a pay and smile relationship. One pays by money, the other pays by work. In NGOs that we work, in large-scale projects, huge international projects that we work, it is serve and smile relationship. You serve, and you have a smile on your face. You don't have to keep a smile on your face. Have a smile on your face. That is the power of selfless service. But both the structures are different. But this pay and smile relationship, the structure itself is hire and fire structure. The moment you don't find the salary comfortable, you leave the job. And the moment your boss doesn't find your work comfortable, he will ask you to leave. So it's hire and fire. And it is basically the structure all over the world, and that is how corporates work. So nothing wrong in it. In NGOs, we have to take care of people, we have to take care of because they're offering services. They're not paid. We saints in BAPS, we don't have our bank accounts. We are not paid. We don't touch money. We don't keep money. I've been talking since 26 years on national and international platforms, on various seminars and conferences. I don't charge a single penny for my talks. Actually, it's my selfless service to society. I was coming in this part of the state. I had a few programs in Mandvi and Bhuj, a couple of days. He came to know and he called me that when you are here in Kutch, you must come to Mundra. And as a friend, I can never say no. So we are here today. So attitude makes all the difference. When the attitude is Now listen carefully. Even in your corporate structure, never ever keep the attitude that you are working. Keep the attitude that you are contributing. It will make a big difference in your mindset. It will make a big difference in your actual output. I'm not working. I'm contributing to strengthen my organization. I'm contributing for the enhancement of the society. I'm contributing to make my country a $5 trillion economy. So shift your attitude from working mode to contributing mode. Are you getting me properly? Shift your mindset from working mode to contributing mode. Even when you're working, you are getting paid for it, still believe that I'm contributing. That has the power to keep your mind and heart at ease. That has the power to save you from stresses and depressions, from anxieties and fear. That has the power to give you a balance of life between your work and your family. That has the power to make you happy by making purposeful choices about your health and hobbies. So the first important aspect of attitude is, I am not working at Adani. I'm contributing for the growth of my nation. Repeat with me what I say. I am not working at Adani. I am contributing for the growth of my nation through Adani. Keep this attitude. એટલે ગૌતમભાઈને ખાલી પહેલું વાક્ય ના સંભળાવતા, મારું આખું વાક્ય સંભળાવજો. નહીં તો એમ કહેશે સ્વામી આવીને બધાને આ શીખવાડી દીધું કે I am not working from Adani. I am not working from Adani. I am contributing for the growth of my nation through Adani. This mindset will create a heaven lot of difference. And I listed out all the differences. The first important aspect of attitude. चलो कुछ एक एग्जाम्पल देख लेते हैं, एक सिचुएशन समझने का प्रयत्न करते हैं. We are having a nice session, we are caring and sharing at the moment. Suddenly a mouse runs onto this dais from somewhere and comes on this table and stands up on its two hind legs and just looks around. And everybody of you notice this. And again jumps down and runs to this corner. Again after a minute it runs back and again performs an act. If suppose it happens at this moment here, what would you think seeing this? I want a few answers from you people. What would you think if you see this at this moment down here? आपके मन में क्या विचार आ सकता है? कोई एक दो तो उंगली ऊंची करो. जो भी कहना है आपको, जो भी विचार है आपका. A positive attitude. And a divine one as well. That Ganesh ji probably has come in this form to bless all of us in today's session. Or koi? Yes, you gentlemen. A root cause how we can mitigate that thing. Okay, we can take care of it that it doesn't happen again. That is again a good one. From this side somewhere. मन में क्या विचार आएगा? मन में, हाँ, अब आप बोलिए. ये विचार सभी सही है, all are fine. एक कहानी आपसे शेयर करना चाहूंगा. A young creative in graphics, a person who had done his academics in graphics and was introducing himself as a creative person, and he worked at different places. But people didn't find much creativity in him, so he had to change 7 jobs in 15 months. He was lucky enough to get another job in a month or two quickly, but then he changed 7 jobs in 15 months. He believed himself to be creative in graphics, but maybe his bosses did not find any creativity in him. So one fine day he was sitting very broke at his home. It was a rented one room's apartment. He was sitting in his garage. It was about 28th or 29th of the month, and after 2 days he had to vacate that house just because he had not paid the rent for the last 2 months. He just maybe had just $5 in his pocket, so he was sitting with a cup of coffee and a piece of bread and just casually thinking, what next after 2 days? At that time, from somewhere around, a mouse ran up the table, looked around. The table was right in front of him, so the mouse was just about like 2 feet from him. And the mouse, because of the smell of that coffee, had come to that place. It peeped inside the mug, saw the coffee layer that was within reachable limit. So it sipped a couple of sips and then picked up that piece of bread. This gentleman observed. यही सोच के कि बहुत कुछ लोग ले गए, आज ये तू ये भी ले जा, जा ये तेरा है आज पैसे भी कुछ नहीं है मेरे पास, आज ये तेरा है तो तू ये भी ले जा. He believed that he was a creative person. An idea of the situation that can probably propped up as we described, and you people had your thoughts. Nothing was wrong in it. All were fine. But this young man, he got an idea. He told himself that this act of this mouse entertained me. Can I show this act of this mouse to the children of the world and make big money? And from this thought was born the most famous character of motion picture. I'm talking of Mickey Mouse. And that broke young guy was nobody else than Walt Disney himself. The act I described, you had your thoughts, all were fine. 100 on 100. But this guy was 200 on 100. This act of this mouse entertained me. Can I show the same act of this mouse and entertain the children of the world? Mickey Mouse was born. And from that day, the journey of Walt Disney started. And it made him a multi-billionaire person, a self-made person. Attitude and mindset matters. Whether in a happening, you see it as a problem, you see it as a problem to be solved, you see it in a divine way, you see it in a profitable way, all are right, but the gains are different in different mindsets. So always keep this attitude that there is enrichment, there is profitability, there are gains in any situation happening around you. कल शायद नौकरी छूट जाए तो भी ये सोचना कोई बड़ी बात मेरे लिए भगवान ने रखी है. शोक में मत आना. This is called attitude. हम प्रोफेशनल्स को यही बात करते हैं. Working 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours a day is fine. But it is not that great because lakhs of people do that upon this earth. But to maintain stability of mind during those hours and after that, doing a big project is not that great because lakhs of people do it every day upon this planet. But in times of rejections, in times of setbacks, in times of falls and failures, to remain steady with a perfect mindset is important. To earn money is also not that great upon this earth because to ચોખ્ખી ગુજરાતીમાં રોજ 24 કલાકમાં સેંકડો લોકો કરોડપતિ બને છે અને હજારો લોકો લખપતિ બને છે રોજ પૃથ્વી ઉપર. That is also not a big thing. Again, the big thing is the same answer. Keeping ourselves steady and calm in all situations. Right or wrong? Only then you are living your life. Only then you are living a life. Otherwise, you are a living dead person. So the first attitude that all the professionals need to learn is that under all circumstances, I will keep myself steady and calm. See, you are not the visiting card that you hold. You are not the car that you drive. You are not the house that you live in. You are first a human being and then a professional. Do you agree with this statement? You are first a human being and then a professional. क्योंकि नौकरी पूरी हो जाएगी 60-65 के बाद, उसके बाद भी आप जिंदा रहेंगे, उस वक्त आप ह्यूमन बीइंग है, प्रोफेशनल तो है ही नहीं. And even during your professional careers. So mindset is very important. First important aspect is, I've talked of this Mickey Mouse, that there is opportunity and positivity in any happening around you. Believe that and you will find an opportunity. Second important aspect is, if you have a perfect, calm, steady mindset, under all circumstances you try to keep it, all your problems can be well mitigated. For all your problems you will find a solution. But for that, primarily your mindset, you have to make it that any problem at my workplace, in my personal life, in my family life, has a solution favorable to me. You have to believe that. The moment you start believing it, as Swami Vivekananda used to say, each soul is potentially divine. As our Guru Pramukh Swami Maharaj used to say, that the inner strength that God has gifted us with has tremendous power to throw up the best solutions for all our problems. But first, if you believe, then the doors open from inside and the solutions, they start sprouting out. So your second important takeaway is this: there is a solution to each and every problem upon this earth. You have to believe that. कोई भी प्रॉब्लम हो, कितना भी बड़ा हो, कितना भी पुराना हो, there is a solution. Believe that and you will get a solution. Does a locksmith make a lock without a key? Does a locksmith make a lock without a key? बोले आप yes or no? Why? Why? If he makes a lock without a key, it is not called a lock. It just has the shape of a lock. It is called a lump of iron. A lock becomes a lock only when there is a key to open it or close it. A lock becomes a lock even after possessing the shape and the mechanism of that lock. It becomes a lock. It is called a lock only if a key exists. Otherwise, it is called a lump of iron. In the same way, a problem becomes a problem. A problem is called a problem because a solution exists. Otherwise, it is called a situation. It is not called a problem. A problem is called a problem, is defined as a problem, only if a solution exists. Same way as the lock is called the lock, even if it possesses the shape and mechanism of a lock, just because a key exists. Otherwise, it is a lump of iron. So believe that all the problems that I face in my life, at my workplace, in my personal life, in my family life, in my social circle, wherever, solution exists. That belief has the power to sprout out solutions from within. आप सभी young professionals हैं, ऐसे प्रोफेशन में डिग्री से तो जूनियर है, इसलिए दो बात तो कर सकता हूँ। आप में से 90% इंजीनियर्स मेरे से एकेडमिकली तो जूनियर है। So I give you a wonderful book to read. The title of the book is Open. बहुत बड़े टेनिस प्लेयर थे एंड्रे अगासी, उनकी ऑटोबायोग्राफी है। He was a world class player, won many grand slams. 4 grand slam होती है, ऑस्ट्रेलियन ओपन, फ्रेंच, विंबलडन, द यूएस ओपन। I read that book during the Corona times. ये ऑटोबायोग्राफी आपके लिए पढ़ना बहुत जरूरी है for young professionals, for many things, because this gentleman has gone through many ups and downs in his professional career. At some stage he was a regular Grand Slam and open era. In the open era he was, of course, he was a winner. Then he went down more than about 400 rankings among the world's tennis players. Again he rose to become number 1. So वो एक कहानी पढ़ने लायक है कि there is a solution to all problems. He has confessed of substance abuse. He came out of it and maintained his tennis career. He has also discussed issues about his first marriage and what problems they faced, the husband and wife, from each other, because both of them were big celebrities on either side. So, and that marriage didn't work long. They had to separate. Both went through some serious mental issues because of that. He has confessed many things. But the title is very apt. It is a real open book about his life. And he has written it from his heart. उसमें एक बात अच्छी लिखी है, वो आपसे शेयर करना चाहूंगा। बात क्या चल रही है? There is a solution to all the problems of your life. तो बात ये थी कि उस वक्त 85-86 में again a teenager came into the international tennis arena and his name was Boris Becker. German थे वो. He was just 17. But his serves were very powerful. When he used to serve, people used to chant, boom, boom, Becker. And his serves were almost non-returnable. And especially the aces that he served. That is a very powerful serve, one type of a serve that puts the ball right at the corner or the edge of the outer line. And as the bowler swings the ball with the racket, he swings the ball. So after pitching, it goes about 3 to 4 feet wide away from the player. So difficult for even his racket to go there. And he was at that time number 1 in throwing aces. In one serve, that is 4, like 15 love, 30 love, 40 love game. So in 4 attempts, he had the power to throw 2 or 3 aces at the opponent. So he was unbeatable. So at the age of 16, he won the Wimbledon. Again at the age of 17, he won the Australian Open, Wimbledon again. And Andre Agassi lost 8 consecutive matches against this teenager. Andre Agassi was 28 and this boy was just 16. Andre Agassi lost consecutive 8 matches. At that time, Andre Agassi was the world number 1. Being world number 1 and losing 8 consecutive matches against a newcomer, and that to a teenager, it is a matter of big concern and a big problem and issue for himself. नहीं हमारा बुमराह ने पहला बोले वैभव सूर्यवंशी 6 मार दी थी એવું અને કઈને મારી इंटरव्यू में बोलेला कि फर्स्ट टाइम लाइफ में हूँ बुमराह ने फेस करवानो छू तो कि आपके मन में क्या ख्याल रहता है? एक ही है, फर्स्ट बॉल में उसको छक्का मारना है और मारा। तो यंग प्रोडिजीज आ जाते हैं, वो गॉड गिफ्टेड टैलेंट होती है। यू कांट बीट अ गॉड गिफ्टेड टैलेंट, वो एक्स्ट्रॉर्डिनरी टैलेंट होती है। फिर एंड्रे अगासी ने ये सोचा, जो बात हम चर्चा कर रहे हैं, देयर इज अ सॉल्यूशन टू all problems of life, every problem. he started watching Boris Becker's videos. यार આ માણસ ક્યાંક તો ભૂલ કરતો હશે. I have to find it out. આનું રહસ્ય શું છે? આની સ્ટ્રેન્થ ક્યાં છે? Where is his strength? I need to find it out. He watched more than 1,000 hours of Boris Becker's videos. में से पहली एक बात उनको पता चली. First thing, that when Boris threw the ball up in the air, and before he struck the ball with the racket, his tongue would come out from his mouth. This is not a solution to the problem. लेकिन attitude और mindset क्या था? Solution है तो सही. चलो फर्स्ट कोई हिंट मिली तो उस रास्ते पे चलने का प्रयत्न करते हैं. तो रिपीटेडली जो टंग बाहर निकलती थी वो ऑब्जर्व करना चालू किया. उसमें से एक पावरफुल ऑब्जर्वेशन अंद्री अगासी का हुआ. जब when Boris Becker threw the ball in the air with his left hand, then to strike with the racket with his right hand, just before when the ball was in the air and his tongue would come out from his mouth, his tongue either in the middle or left or right, but in the direction of his tongue he was landing the ball. Now this was a subconscious habit of Boris Becker. Even he didn't knew that I have this habit. It was हमारी कहीं subconscious habits होती है. Even Boris Becker didn't knew that this was my subconscious habit, that I was landing the ball in the opponent's square in the direction where my tongue would come out, or the reverse. His tongue would come out in the direction where he had the thought of landing the ball. So from this, again, 1,000 hours of videos Andri Agassi watched. Solutions don't come on the table, you have to bring them on the table. So फिर वही observations है, with that attitude and mindset, signs that he again labored a lot. And then it was confirmed that the direction of his tongue is an indication of where he would pitch the ball. So next match when Andri Agassi was facing Boris Becker at the Australian Open, one of the Grand Slams in the second or third round, he just observing when he started his serve, Boris's tongue. And when the ball was thrown up, Boris's eyes would be on the ball. It would not be on the opponent. And his tongue would come out. So seeing his tongue, Andri Agassi would make his move 2 steps in that direction. And he could easily return the serve. So he faced Becker and he won against Becker for the first time. Thereafter, in 10 consecutive matches, Andri Agassi won against Boris Becker. दोनों की प्रोफेशनल करियर पूरी हुई तब तक एंद्री अगासी ने यह सॉल्यूशन अपने मन में ही रखा था और रखना ही चाहिए. Of course, that is business strategy. As simple as that. दोनों जब रिटायर हो गए, then at a promotional event in London, some past great tennis players were called for a promotion event. उसमें एंद्री अगासी और बोरिस बेकर भी साथ में थे. Boris asked Andri, you lost against me 8 consecutive times and then you won against me 10 consecutive. I was just baffled, how could this happen? And every time when I lost against you, when I went back to my hotel, I would tell my wife that somehow this Agassi is reading my mind. He's picking up my aces, which rest of the top class tennis players of the world are not picking up. And my wife would say, how can he read your mind? Then Boris would tell his wife in the hotel room that, I don't know, but somehow it's like he knows when I'm going to land the ball. They did not find an opening to that. Andri Agassi said, let's sit and talk about it now, when we both are retired. And then he said, showing a small video of Andri Agassi, well done, of video of Boris Becker serving. And said, Boris, whenever you served, your tongue came out of your mouth, he said. Not okay. That was your weakest point. Boris said, how? You would always land the ball in the direction where your tongue came out from your mouth. Andrew Agassi writes in his autobiography, the title of this autobiography is Open, OPN, just one word, that when I told this, Boris almost fell from his chair. A person would fall if he is standing. Falling from the chair must be a great setback. Arey yaar, kya baat kar raha hai? He almost fell from his chair. Boris caught hold of Agassi's wrist and said, Agassi, how did you pick up this? Even I don't know this. I came to know about this when you told me. Now I know I need to see my past videos to see exactly what you are talking. Said, I have seen more than 2,000 to 3,000 hours of your videos again and again repeatedly, and this is my conclusion. He started scratching his head. Head like, Boris, oh my God, the way he found a solution to the problem. Andrew Agassi writes, listen carefully. First, keep a mindset that you don't get bogged under a problem. Otherwise, your brain and your heart will stop responding to you. Keep the mindset that bigger the problem, my mind and my heart, that is my ideas and my emotions, are much bigger than that. Because when Tenzing and Hillary, they wanted to go on the top of the Everest, they failed in the first attempt. They had to come down from the base, the highest base camp, because of the storms and everything. Coming down at the foothills, on the ground, Hillary told Mount Everest, I will come again. I will conquer you. I'll put my foot on your head. Just because of one reason. As a mountain, you cannot grow. As a human being, I can. As a mountain, you won't grow. But as a human being, I can. As a problem, you cannot intensify. As a human being, I have the power to find solution to my problems. So I would suggest કે તમને જેને અનુકૂળતા ને જ્યારે એમેઝોન ઉપર અત્યારે લંચ ટાઈમ વખતે ઓપન ઓર્ડર કરી દેજો. Great people believe in this. Third aspect of mindset is determination. मैं जिस संस्था में से आता हूँ, BAPS स्वामीनारायण संस्था, we wanted to come up with a huge international project in London. That was in the early 90s. So we purchased the land in London, in the suburb of Harrow. It was our first international project in 1991. We wanted to create a wonderful stone and marble temple there with wonderful exhibitions about Indian culture. We wanted to show the richness, the legacy of Indian culture to the people of UK. We purchased the land, and the neighborhood, they decided to go in the court against us, and they went. That these people will come up with a huge temple project here, and they'll be ringing the bells till 12 midnight, and they'll be beating the drums till 12 midnight, so it would disturb our peace and privacy. We said, this don't happen in temples. We are also human beings. We don't beat drums and ring bells at 12 midnight. In all the mandirs you come to India, at 8:30 or 9, the doors are closed, and all the offerings are to be done the next morning after 5:30 a.m. And we are also human beings. We also need rest. You come to India, we'll show you the rituals and the timings of any mandirs that you want to see. Yet they were not wanted to believe because they didn't want that project there. So the court ordered us a signature campaign. That is part of the legal process in the West. So we went for the signature campaign, the other party as well. They were the locals, so they got more signatures. We got less ones. So a full and final judgment, considering everything, the court pronounced that BAPS Swaminaran Sanstha cannot come up with the mandir here. It was a full and final judgment. Our Guru Pramukh Swami Maharaj was in Vadodara at that time, and the trustees from London called him and said that, Swamiji, we have lost the case and it's a full and final judgment. We can't appeal against it. Now what would happen to the chairman of the organization, when his prized, close to heart, first international project faces this huge legal hurdle. It was not a hurdle, the doors were closed. Anybody would slip into some sort of depression. Our elder saint, Pujya Vivek Sagar Swami, was right in front of Pramukh Swami Maharaj and he saw Pramukh Swami's expression and words. Pramukh Swami's first words in traditional Gujarati, Jevi Bhagwan ni Ichha, let God's wish prevail. See, he stabilized himself. We are not able to stabilize ourselves because we believe it was my planning, my teamwork, my execution, my resources put into place, into work. And I was day to day monitoring my project. Why did it not happen? And the stress comes in. Till I give you the answer why it did not happen. Because God did not sign an MOU with you. जा बच्चा पृथ्वी पे जाएगा जो कुछ भी करेगा गुडी गुडी होगा. Life is like a sine wave. Pluses and minuses are part of life. First words of Pramukh Swami Maharaj. जैसी भगवान की इच्छा. Second word, second sentence. हमने अपना प्रयत्न कर लिया था पूर्ण तरीके से. अब जो भी परिणाम आया वो स्वीकार कर लेना चाहिए. ये हमें सीखना है. वरना रोते हैं प्रोजेक्ट के बाद. इतना सक्सेस नहीं मिला, थोड़ा यहां सेटबैक, पार्ट ऑफ इट. As simple as that. And the third thing Pramukh Swami said, determination. हम सभी ने साथ में बैठ के तय किया है कि लंदन में एक भव्य मंदिर बनाना है. जरूर बनाएंगे. इस बात को भूल जाओ और जमीन ढूंढना अभी से चालू कर दो. This is called leadership. और हमने नई जगह ढूंढी नीजदन में. We came up with a wonderful project. आप लॉजिस्टिक्स सोचेंगे ना तो भी दिमाग काम नहीं करेगा. मैं 1992-93 की बात कर रहा हूं. मतलब करीबन आज से 34 साल पहले की, 34 years पहले की बात कर रहा हूं. Indian material, they don't work there in London because of the extreme climate. So we got the stone from Belgium, the marble from Italy, the granite from Greece, all that were shipped to Kandla. At that time, Mundra did not exist. So all was shipped to Kandla. And then from Kandla by road to Rajasthan, we developed 26 sites there. More than 2,800 artisans worked on those stones. And the carved stones were brought back from Rajasthan sites to Kandla. And from Kandla, they were again shipped in containers to UK. And from UK port again to London, because London is in the center of UK. So by logistics, if you think, this project 34 years back is not an ordinary logistically done project. We completed the whole project in 2.5 years. And then, in the inauguration, it was finally done. When it was inaugurated, Reader's Digest wrote that it is the 8th wonder of the world. And when Bill Clinton, the President of the United States, was traveling to Europe through London, John Major, the Prime Minister of London, was there, both of them together on the flight from London to Brussels. John Major told Bill Clinton that that monument, see from the window, that is a new addition by the BAPS Swaminarayan Sanstha to the skyline of London. It's a magnificent structure. And it has got many international awards, even in the Guinness Book of World Records, and not a single school of the city of London or the surrounding cities, the students have not visited that place. What I mean to say is, a mindset, 3 things Pramukh Swami Maharaj taught us from this happening. First, keep an attitude of acceptance. ये मेरे जीवन में नहीं होना चाहिए, नहीं होना चाहिए, ये मत करना. होता है. आपके फ्रेंड सर्कल में या रिलेटिव्स में या नेबर्स में किसी के डिवोर्स हुए हैं? हाँ या ना? आपके हो सकते हैं. Possibility. Yes or no? ગભરાઈ જાવ છો યસ કહેતા, અને ગભરાઈ જવાની ના પણ નથી, આપણે ખાલી અન્ડરસ્ટેન્ડિંગ કરીએ છીએ અત્યારે. ઇફ it can happen in somebody's life, it can happen in my life as well. Because there are 9,800 divorces upon this earth every day. Every day. Have you come across a happening that a young boy, energetic one, a fine graduate, postgraduate young boy of 21, 22, 23, of your relative or friend circle or neighbor or anybody in this society met a car accident and he died on the road? Can it happen to your son? Yes. So first keep an attitude that it can happen. The worst things upon this planet can happen to me also. स्ट्रेस कहां से आता है? नहीं, कुछ गलत मेरे जीवन में होना ही नहीं चाहिए. I want a very goody goody life. And see, मैंने किसी का गलत नहीं किया है, इस जन्म में नहीं किया है, जैसे लेके आए हम प्रारब्ध. At that time, keep the mindset and attitude of acceptance. हो सकता है. Then your body, your mind and your soul will start responding to finding a solution to that problem. If you don't accept, you are blocking the system of producing solutions. Accept a problem in your life. ये प्रमुख स्वामी महाराज ने सिखाया, जैसे भगवान की इच्छा. Accept. Second, he checked himself. The mindset of checking. Did I put all my resources at play? Tick. Yes, 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 yes. Whatever the best resources I had, I put into play for the success of the project. Now, whatever the result, I accept it. यहाँ भी स्ट्रेस कहाँ आता है? यही बात कि मेरा प्रोजेक्ट था, मैंने प्लान एग्जीक्यूशन किया था, यार रात को 3-3 बजे तक 1 महीने से मैं काम कर रहा था, सक्सेस क्यों नहीं मिला? So Lord Krishna has told in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. God says that your job is to perform your duty well. Results I will decide. और ये बात को मैं logically prove कर दूंगा. I'll ask you 2 questions. All of you will compulsorily tell me yes. Nobody will tell me no. Shall I start? Question 1. All of us have an experience that sometimes we planned well, executed well, still we did not get the desired result. Question 2. All of us have an experience that sometimes because of time constraints or resources constraints, we could not plan well or could not execute well, still we got much better results beyond our expectation. All of us have this experience, but we have not given a thought to this experience. That last time I was the same person, I put all my energies and resources, but I did not get success. I'm the same person today with lesser of inputs, I got larger output. How is this happening? Maximum सोच के क्या कर लेते हैं? यार इस बार मैं lucky था, last time नहीं था. Lucky नहीं था, he is deciding what he has said in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And वो randomly decide नहीं करते हैं, वो याद रखना. वो जुआ नहीं खेलते हैं ऊपर. He decides, we believe that my success should come according to my inputs. He says that I decide your success or failures according to the many inputs of your many lives and many births, your emotions and thought process during your workings. मैं कंपनी में ये प्रोजेक्ट का लीड मुझे बनाया है, तो इस प्रकार से मैं प्रोजेक्ट करूंगा कि नेक्स्ट टाइम बॉस और प्रोजेक्ट मुझे ही दे. मेरा जो कॉम्पिटिटर बाजू की चेंबर में बैठता है, उसको तो एक भी प्रोजेक्ट नहीं जाना है और उसकी करियर पूरी कर देनी है. तो ऑफिस पॉलिटिक्स खेला जाता है. ये विचार से आप प्रोजेक्ट करेंगे ना, तो ये प्रोजेक्ट में ये विचार भी ऊपर वाला नोट करता है. उस हिसाब से सक्सेस और फेलियर नक्की करेंगे. तो ऑफिस पॉलिटिक्स में मत पड़ना. आज आप कोई पोजीशन में हो, किसी की करियर बिगाड़ सकते हो, किसी का रिपोर्ट बिगाड़ सकते हो. कल वो परिस्थिति नहीं रहेगी. बचपन में फ्रीज भी खेलते थे ना, इस रास्ते से जाती है वही रास्ते से लौटती है. आपने किसी की करियर बिगाड़ी, आपने किसी का रिपोर्ट बिगाड़ा, you will have to face that music. I take it from me today. कर्म का सिद्धांत लागू होता है और अनेक प्रकार से होता है. आपने किसी की जॉब बिगाड़ी, आप पावरफुल पोजीशन में हो इसलिए और 10-12 साल आपने काम भी कर लिया, आपको ये लगा कि कुछ नहीं हुआ. रिटायरमेंट के बाद उस पाप का कर्म आपके हेल्थ पे भी आ सकता है. सिद्धांत है सच शास्त्रों का. उस पाप, उस अनीति का नतीजा फैमिली डिस्प्यूट्स के रूप में भी भगवान फल देते हैं. वो फल अनेक प्रकार से देते हैं. आपको दो में कनेक्शन नहीं दिखेगा, वो कनेक्टेड रखते हैं सभी कुछ. तो एटीट्यूड हमेशा माइंडसेट ये रखना, colleagues around me, help around me is for the overall growth of the team. If you want to grow yourself, grow your team, if you want to grow individually with the help of the team, it won't last long. मैंने 5000 से ज्यादा कॉर्पोरेट्स के साथ बातें की है, more than 5000 कॉर्पोरेट टॉक्स. बहुत नजदीक से इस फील्ड को मैं जानता भी हूँ. Because as I said, I am a man of science and religion both. I've done my engineering and I'm a saint since 34 years. So I know both the worlds. And I've traveled to more than 40 countries of the world for my talks. सभी कल्चर्स को जानता हूँ. आपने किसी के लिए गलत फहमी रखी और आपने किसी के लिए कोई बुरा किया, you will have to face that. So attitude of, rather the mindset of, let's grow together, that is a perfect statement for teamwork. हम टीम वर्क में कहां रुक जाते हैं? I want to use all the available resources of my team members. I want to give them good opportunities. I want to use their best abilities for the success of the project. ये विचार अच्छे, लेकिन यहां हम रुक जाते हैं. इससे आगे का विचार है कि we all want to grow because all my team members, अब ध्यान से सुनना, all my team members should be individually leading some team tomorrow. मैं इस प्रकार की लीडरशिप मेरे टीम को दूं कि मेरे एक एक टीम मेंबर्स लीडर्स बने. Best teamwork and best production doesn't make a leader great. Production of more leaders from his team makes a leader great. हमने प्रमुख स्वामी महाराज के जीवन में ये बहुत नजदीक से देखा. आज हमारे गुरु महंत स्वामी महाराज, उनके जीवन में बहुत नजदीक से देखा. छोटे जूनियर संत होते हैं, उनको भी बड़ी जिम्मेदारी देते हैं. छोटे हमारे जूनियर कार्यकर्ता होते हैं, उनको भी बड़ी जिम्मेदारी देते हैं, अपॉर्चुनिटीज देते हैं टू ग्रो. A leader is identified by the number of leaders that he produces, not by the number of projects that he completes. Projects तो कोई भी complete कर लेता है, उसमें कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है. आया ना? भारत में अभी IPL चल रही है. IPL में जितने इंडियन प्लेयर्स खेल रहे हैं, वो सभी को आप मिला लो तो भारत में 4-5 नेशनल टीम बन सकती है. आया ना? खेलने वाली एक ही नेशनल टीम, इंडियन नेशनल टीम 11 की एक होती है, लेकिन 11-11 वाली चाल हो जाए, इतनी ताकत है कि नहीं भारत में? Who will grow? टैलेंट तो 45 प्लेयर्स के पास है, 11 into 4 44, लेकिन कौन 11 सिलेक्ट होंगे? अपार्ट फ्रॉम टैलेंट, अपार्ट फ्रॉम परफॉर्मेंस, he should be a good team player. He will grow. आप इंजीनियर्स हो, आपके पास एकेडमिक्स और स्किल है, लेकिन better a team player, you will grow better in the organization. You will contribute more to a organization. Skill और talent तो can be hired. पता है भारत के इंजीनियर्स की एक कहानी? India produces more engineers every year than the number of total graduates in the United States every year. यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ऑफ अमेरिका में जितने ग्रेजुएट्स प्रोड्यूस होते हैं ना, वो इंजीनियरिंग ले लो, मेडिसिन ले लो, कॉमर्स ले लो, मैनेजमेंट ले लो, फार्मेसी ले लो, इंजीनियर्स भी ले लो, वहां के जितने ग्रेजुएट्स टोटल अमेरिका में हर साल पैदा होते हैं, उससे ज्यादा तो भारत में सिर्फ इंजीनियर्स प्रोड्यूस होते हैं। मतलब आपकी जगह लेने वाले बहुत हैं, हाँ, ध्यान रखना। ये मैं आपको घबरा नहीं रहा हूं, लेकिन आपका माइंडसेट ये डेवलप करना है कि मुझे मेरे स्किल और टैलेंट को तो ऑप्टिमम यूज करना है, लेकिन उस पर डिपेंडेंट नहीं रहना है। माई ग्रोथ इज डिपेंडेंट अपॉन हाउ बेटर अ कंपनीज पर्सन, अ टीम्स पर्सन आई कैन कल्टिवेट माई कल्चर एंड पर्सनैलिटी। दैट काउंट्स मोर। दैट इज अ परफेक्ट टीम प्लेयर। थर्ड थिंग, एज प्रमुख साईं महाराज ने बताया, डिटर्मिनेशन। नक्की किया है ये करना है, ये करना ही है। पेरिस में जो अब हम मंदिर बना रहे हैं, हमारे गुरुवारी महंत स्वामी महाराज 6 सितंबर को इनॉग्रेट करेंगे। जैसे मैंने कहा, इज द फर्स्ट, आई एम इनटू द लास्ट फ्यू मिनट्स ऑफ माय टॉक। रक्षित इज आस्किंग मी दैट यू कैन कंटिन्यू टू गिव दिस परमिशन टू अ सेंट। डिफिकल्ट है, बिकॉज वी आर यूज्ड टू टॉकिंग विद क्लॉक्स एंड कैलेंडर्स बोथ। In last few minutes we will conclude. तो पेरिस में जो हम मंदिर बना रहे हैं, हमने फ्रेंच अथॉरिटीज को कहा कि वी वांट टू मेक इट विद इंडियन स्टोन। हमारे पास स्टोन्स बहुत हैं भारत में, अच्छे अच्छे स्टोन्स हैं। फ्रेंच अथॉरिटीज ने, गवर्नमेंट ने हमको मुंह पे ना कह दिया, नहीं हो सकता है, बिकॉज देयर इज नॉट अ सिंगल मॉन्यूमेंट ऑन द कॉन्टिनेंट ऑफ यूरोप दैट इज मेड ऑफ स्टोन फ्रॉम समवेयर आउटसाइड यूरोप। तो फ्रेंच अथॉरिटीज ने हमें कहा कि आप चलो फ्रांस का स्टोन उपयोग ना करें, लेकिन यूरोप का कोई कंट्री का तो जरूर उपयोग करना पड़ेगा। हमने बोला कि हम हमारे स्टोन्स के सैंपल्स आपको देंगे, चेक इट आउट। फ्रेंच गवर्नमेंट अथॉरिटीज ने हमको कहा कि योर स्टोन इन टोन एंड टेक्सचर शुड मीट द स्काईलाइन ऑफ पेरिस, क्योंकि इन पेरिस एवरी थर्ड बिल्डिंग इज स्टोन स्ट्रक्चर, स्टोन क्लैड बिल्डिंग्स। ही सेड फाइन, अनदर रिक्वायरमेंट, it should pass our laboratory tests, tensile strength, stress test, HCl test। हमने बोला और कुछ, पूरा लिस्ट दे दिया फ्रेंच अथॉरिटीज ने। तो हमने 2-3 पत्थर वहां भेजे। एक था मध्य प्रदेश का भी पत्थर था, तो उन्होंने टेस्ट किया। फ्रेंच अथॉरिटीज took 1 year test the stones। अनेक प्रकार की टेस्ट्स की, स्ट्रेस टेस्ट, टेंसाइल स्ट्रेंथ, HCl, स्ट्रॉन्ग HCl में, हाइड्रोक्लोरिक एसिड में ये स्टोन को 48 आवर्स तक रखा। सभी टेस्ट में से ये भारत का, मध्य प्रदेश का स्टोन पास हुआ। एंड देन द फ्रेंच अथॉरिटीज गेव अस अ सर्टिफिकेट दैट नाउ यू कैन कम अप विथ योर प्रोजेक्ट विथ इंडियन स्टोन। भारत के पत्थर से अब पेरिस में मंदिर बना सकते हो, लेकिन हमारे मन में यह डिटर्मिनेशन था कि भारत के पत्थर से ही करना है। तो यूरोप खंड, यूरोप कॉन्टिनेंट की धरती पे पहली दफा, फर्स्ट टाइम इन द हिस्ट्री ऑफ दिस प्लैनेट, अ मॉन्यूमेंट विल कम अप ऑफ अ स्टोन फ्रॉम आउटसाइड यूरोप, एंड दैट विल बी इंडिया। और यहां के कारीगर बनाएंगे, बना रहे हैं, आधा पौना से ज्यादा पहुंच गए वहां पे, और वहां क्लैडिंग कर रहे हैं। कारीगर भी हम वहां से यहां से ले गए, द आर्टिसंस। तो ये जायंट कल्चरल प्रोजेक्ट, द फर्स्ट कल्चरल प्रोजेक्ट, आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग ऑफ एनी कॉर्पोरेट प्रोजेक्ट, फर्स्ट कल्चरल प्रोजेक्ट मेड इन इंडिया, असेंबल्ड इन पेरिस। मेक इन इंडिया चल रहा है ना, मेड इन इंडिया, असेंबल्ड इन पेरिस। एम्प्लॉयमेंट तो यहां जनरेट होनी चाहिए। तो एक डिटर्मिनेशन होता है, तो देयर इज ऑलवेज अ सॉल्यूशन टू योर प्रॉब्लम। 1 साल लगा, लेकिन हम भी अडिग रहे, नहीं इंडियन स्टोन से ही बनाए, आपको ऑप्शंस क्या चाहिए, चलो फ्रेंच अथॉरिटीज को बोला आपको ऑप्शंस क्या चाहिए, वील गिव यू ऑप्शंस, एंड वी फाइनली गॉट द सर्टिफिकेशन. So concluding principal things is make an attitude, a mindset, stay steady and calm in all situations in life. Second takeaway is make a mindset that my all problems of life, whether professional life, personal life, family life, has a solution. Third attitude and mindset, once decided, it is not just a decision, it is a determination. होना है, जरूर करके रहेंगे. So you can grow as a professional, you will grow as a human being. So thank you very much for patiently listening to me, and all my prayers for all of you. Thank you very much.
थैंक यू स्वामी जी. आपका जो ये मैसेज है, मतलब हमको सबको स्पीचलेस कर दिया, क्योंकि इतना काफ़ी सारे ट्रेनिंग हम सब ने लिए है यहाँ ये ऑडिटोरियम में. लेकिन जो आपका मतलब एकदम सबके हार्ट में चला गया सर. काफ़ी सारे ट्रेनिंग हमने लिए ये ऑडिटोरियम में, लेकिन वन ऑफ द बेस्ट जो आपने जो मैसेज दिया है स्वामी जी, आपको मतलब थैंक यू सर. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल डीपेस्ट ग्रेटिट्यूड टू स्वामी ज्ञानवत्सल जी कि उसने अपने लिए एक टाइम स्पेयर किया यहाँ, क्योंकि उसका भी काफ़ी बिजी शेड्यूल रहता है. सेकेंडली जो विवेकानंद स्वामी जी है जो भूज के है, उसका भी मैं बड़े दिल से मतलब थैंक यू बोलूँगा कि काफ़ी सारा उसने कोऑर्डिनेट करने में मदद की. मतलब 1 महीने पहले उसने मतलब कम्युनिकेट करते रहे थे. मैं जितने भी अपने जो बिजनेस HR हेड है, सभी बिजनेस के हेड है, उसको भी थैंक यू बोलूँगा कि आज यहाँ आए हैं अपना कीमती समय लेके. और स्पेशल थैंक्स टू जो अपने रक्षित सर है कि उसके सपोर्ट से हमारे जितने भी जो प्रोग्राम है वो कंटिन्यूस हमको मोटिवेट करते रहते हैं. और मतलब उसमें इतने एक्टिव रहते हैं और इतने फॉलोअप करते हैं और इतना हमको सपोर्ट करते हैं ना कि उसके बिना ये संभव ही नहीं है. तो मैं मतलब थैंक यू सर. और रक्षित सर से रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि वो स्वामी जी को एक अपना जो गीता का मतलब गीता है वो अर्पण करेंगे. सर प्लीज़. Okay, thank you sir. थैंक यू. और सभी से निवेदन है कि यहाँ IT का अरेंजमेंट रखा है, तो अभी हम कार्यक्रम को पूर्ण करते हैं. और वंस अगेन मैं थैंक यू बोलना चाहता हूँ सभी सीनियर लीडरशिप को और पूरे अदानी फैमिली को. थैंक यू सर. किसी को कुछ मतलब क्वेश्चन आंसर है, मतलब किसी को कुछ पूछना है स्वामी जी से, तो मतलब 2-5 मिनट के लिए। नाइन 9687660206 9687660206। सर एक आया है, विनायक हेगड़े सर है हमारे। When wars in the world will stop, what is your opinion on? हाँ, हमारे विनायक हेगड़े सर है। When war in the world will stop, what is your opinion on this? जो मतलब अपना जो वॉर चल रहा है उसके अकॉर्डिंग।
And all the stakeholders will come to know that there is more goodness lying in peace times than in war times. Second, the biggest virtue that the world needs today is tolerance and acceptance. Have to accept other cultures, other traditions, other beliefs. If you say my culture, my belief, and my tradition is the best and all others are wrong and they don't have the right to exist, then wars will continue. You have to accept that I live my culture, that's fine. Mr. X person lives his culture, that is fine. Mr. Y gentleman lives his culture, that is fine. Mr. Z personality lives his culture. Unless and until your culture, your belief, and your band of life doesn't hurt anybody, you have the right to live your culture. Yes or no? Unless and until you are not offending anything, a system, a person, culture, or whatever, then you have the right to live with your belief. But if your belief and the actions coming from that belief is hurting or killing some culture, killing and hurting some people, then you will invite wars. You will invite it. So you have to take care that like me, the person besides me on the right, the person on the left, the person in the front, person in the back, everybody has the right to live a life of their choice, of their belief. Only one condition applies. That belief and that choice should not be hurting anything, physical, mental, or emotional. Then you have to right to live it. See, you have worn your dress, I worn my dress. I'm not saying your dress is wrong. You are not saying my dress is wrong. Then nothing is wrong here. But if I say this is wrong, then there is a problem. Or this is better than this, or if you say that is better than this, then there is a problem. You are fine, you are at a corporate workplace. So your dress codes are fine, it's perfect. See, all three HODs sitting here are in different dresses, see. He seems to be a perfect shop floor person. He's dressed as that. So shop floor, a hardcore manufacturing person. Am I right in describing you? a hardcore manufacturing shop floor person. So on duty, this is perfect. I'm a spiritual person. I have decided to wear this cloth. I'm fine, unless and until I'm offending somebody. Every person of every religion has to understand this. Every person of every society or culture has to understand this. If they don't understand, they will invite wars. Simple.
सर दूसरा क्वेश्चन आया है हमारे अमरीश शाह साहब है रिगार्डिंग बुक रीडिंग हैबिट हाउ यू यूज टू रीड द बुक
10 pages a day नियम बना के रखना. नियम बना के रखना. 10 pages a day. It will take exactly 20 minutes. अगर उसमें भी ब्रेक करना है तो 5 pages in the morning, 5 in the noon or evening or before you go to bed, night time. लेकिन 10 pages पढ़ के ही आज दिन पूरा करना है, वो एक नियम बना लेना. So normally a book is 200 pages on an average, ranging from 160 to 130. This book is 170 pages. Normally Penguin यही publish करते हैं. So that means every 15 to 18 days you will read a book. At least 3 books in 2 months. Minimum इतना तो होगा. So in 12 months, 6 2s are 12, and his bazu 6 3s are 18. 18 books in a year. You read 200 good books. Autobiographies, biographies included. Novels, novels नहीं है, वो कचरपट्टी होती है, वो stories होती है सिर्फ. Those who can inspire, those who can enrich you, those who can brighten you up. Such biographies and autobiographies. Or even management books, personality books. 200 books if you read, it has the power, अब ये सुनना, those 200 books has the power of equal weightage in your life like your 12 years of schooling and 4 years of engineering. सोलह साल की आपकी पढ़ाई, 12 साल स्कूल में, प्राइमरी, हाई स्कूल, हायर सेकेंडरी, और 4 साल इंजीनियरिंग की है, और चलो 2 साल और पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन के भी गिन लो. 18 साल की आपकी पढ़ाई का इक्वल वेटेज अभी एडल्ट अवस्था में, जहां आपके पास पूरा थिंकिंग के लिए एनर्जी है और स्पेस है और इवेल्युएटिंग एनर्जी है, उस माइंडसेट में आपने अभी, मतलब ये एज में आपने 200 अच्छे ऐसे बुक पढ़े, तो ये both has now equal weightage. That means 200 good books well read at this age has equal weightage to your 18 years of academics in creating and enlightening you. इसलिए बुक रीडिंग मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट है. और 200 बुक्स आप पढ़ेंगे तो एक अच्छा सीधा प्रॉफिट आपको दिखा दूं, एक अच्छा सीधा प्रॉफिट आपको दिखा दूं. 200 बुक्स आप पढ़ लेंगे तो आपके जीवन का कोई भी प्रॉब्लम 200 में से एक बुक में तो होगा ही. आप अपने जीवन का कोई भी प्रॉब्लम उठा लो, फैमिली लाइफ का, पर्सनल लाइफ का, प्रोफेशनल, कोई भी 200 में से एक बुक में होगा तो सीधा एक केस स्टडी मिल जाएगा आपको, एंड अ गुड केस स्टडी, और उसमें से पॉजिटिविटी आपको मिल जाएगी. You will actually open avenues to walk to find a solution to your problem. And the biggest thing is finding a solution to your problem in human life. Any problem. Yes or no? तो एक सीधा perfect positive case study हो जाएगा. आप सब इतने educated हो, engineers हो, if you don't have 200 good books in your personal library, you are incomplete as a professional and definitely incomplete as a human being. तो OTT थोड़ा कम कर देना. किसी ने मुझे पूछा था एक सेमिनार में, स्वामी जी ये टाइम नहीं मिल रहा है. मैंने बोला OTT का टाइम थोड़ा कम कर दो. नेटफ्लिक्स वगैरह कचरा ही है, वो कम कर दो, 10 पेज अच्छे पढ़ जाएंगे. एक बार आप ट्राई करना, मैं एक आपको एक्सपेरिमेंट दूं. 10 अच्छे पेज पढ़ के एक OTT कोई भी प्लेटफॉर्म के आधा घंटा कुछ देखना. दूसरे दिन पहले OTT का आधा घंटा देखना और बाद में 10 पेज पढ़ना. आपके माइंड को करना, पॉजिटिविटी का पावर क्या है। बुक पढ़ के ओटीटी देखेंगे किसी भी एपिसोड में, तो भी बुक की इफेक्ट आपके दिमाग पे ज्यादा रहेगी, देखना। बिकॉज इन सीइंग यू आर कैजुअल, इन रीडिंग यू आर अटेंटिव। और दूसरे दिन जब आपने ओटीटी पहले देखा आधा घंटा और फिर 10 पेज पढ़े, तो 10 पेज ओटीटी की इफेक्ट को 0 कर देंगे, ये भी आप अनुभव करेंगे। I teach this in my seminars and people have experimented with it and people have loved doing it, and gradually they have shifted to books. At the end of the day, reading good books make your personality and character, nothing else. Nothing means nothing else. आप नेल्सन मंडेला को पढ़े तो पता चलता है रेजिलियंस क्या है। 27 साल जेल में रहे। Last year I was in South Africa. I especially visited to that island. In a small cellar, we cannot sleep with in a straight sleeping position, normal sleeping position. 27 years. And the guards and everybody were strictly instructed not to talk with Nelson Mandela. Don't give him a conversation. 27 साल इस व्यक्ति ने कोई व्यक्ति से बात नहीं की है। पागल हो जाता है ना व्यक्ति। Came out and when वहाँ वॉकवे, वहाँ से विजिटर्स को चलाते थे, हमको भी चलाया था कि दिस इज दी वॉक टू फ्रीडम, जो उनकी ऑटोबायोग्राफी का नाम है। कि यहाँ से वो 27 साल के बाद छूटे, तो यहाँ से निकल के जेल से ये रास्ते से बाहर गए थे। तो अंत में गाइड आपको वही रास्ते से बाहर ले जाते हैं और वॉक टू फ्रीडम की बात करते हैं। वो एक अच्छा प्रेजेंटेशन और अच्छा गाइड होता है। उन्होंने कहा कि बाहर निकलते ही विजिटर्स ने, मतलब प्रेस ने उनको पूछा कि सर, now that you are free and you know you are going to win these elections, ANC, African National Congress, headed by Nelson Mandela, would win these elections and you would become the president of South Africa. How will you treat those people who have treated you so badly for 27 years? Nelson Mandela said with a smile on his face, if I keep a grudge for them now, physically I'm out of prison, emotionally I'm still in the prison. क्या इतना लॉफ्टी विचार आपको आप पा सकते हैं ऐसे रीडिंग से। फिर कलीग के साथ कोई प्रश्न हुआ तो किस तरह से रिस्पॉन्ड करना है, नेल्सन मंडेला याद आ जाए तो इस वक्त, ये ताकत होती है। एंड नेल्सन मंडेला व्हेन ही वॉन द इलेक्शंस, ही टोल्ड द ऑपोजिशन पार्टी that you people have ruled this country for 30-40 years, so you are good leaders and administrators, we are fresh and new, so please help us how to lead the country. So he had opposition members as ministers in his cabinet from the opposition party. Kya lofty. You read Sardar Patel, what is determination. You will read Lal Bahadur Shastri and what is simplicity, honesty and still a giant leadership. You read Sachin Tendulkar, unki autobiography hai, Playing It My Way. What an ethical behavior. More than 15 times he have been given out when he was not out. एक उनके परम मित्र अंपायर थे, स्टीव बकनर, परम में वो भी रिटायर हो गए, ये भी रिटायर, इसलिए अभी दोनों रिटायर हुए हैं, प्लेयर एंड अंपायर, तो नाम देने में दिक्कत नहीं है। तो स्टीव बकनर तो राह देख के बैठे होते हैं when Sachin was playing कि बॉलर अपील करे और उंगली ऊंची कर ही देनी है। Out of this 15 times, about 7 to 8 times he has been given out in his 90s. वरना 100 की जगह शायद 105, 107 सेंचुरीज हो सकती थी उनकी। Still on all these occasions, when Sachin saw umpire's finger up, without any reaction, he would look back on the ground, turn around and leave. Never ever in his playing career or after that, Sachin has spoken against any wrong decision by the umpire. That is why he became the face of ECI during last general elections. एडवर्टाइजमेंट में तो कोई भी स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन, एक्टर, एक्ट्रेसेस खड़े हो जाते हैं वो प्रोडक्ट लेके 15-25 लाख में. That is different. And to become the advertising face of the Election Commission of India, appealing to 145 crore voters that you vote, वो एक face, absolutely ethical face चाहिए. On 145 crores, ECI, Election Commission of India, selected Sachin Tendulkar for that. तो ऐसे लोग हैं हमारे बीच. ऐसे जो हमारे समकालीन लोग हैं, जब हम पृथ्वी पे हैं तब ऐसे लोग हमारे आसपास है, उनके बारे में अच्छी बातें आप सुनेंगे नहीं, पढ़ेंगे नहीं, सोचेंगे नहीं, तो जीवन थोड़ा तो अधूरा रह जाएगा, काफी अधूरा रह जाएगा। तो ये भी एक सोच है। तो एज आई सेड 10 पेजेस अ डे। हम बोलने का कोई चार्ज नहीं लेते। लास्ट सेंटेंस बोल के अब हम ये पूरा करते हैं। हम बोलने का चार्ज नहीं लेते, क्योंकि मैंने ने कहा हमारे पास बैंक अकाउंट्स नहीं, हम पैसे को छूते भी, वो हमारा एक नियम होता है। लेकिन आप सभी से तो मुझे एक चार्ज लेना है। आप सभी से ये चार्ज लेना है कि गिव मी अ प्लेज दैट यू विल रीड 10 पेजेस ऑफ अ बुक एवरी डे। कीप योर हैंड्स अप। आई प्लेज to read at least 10 pages of a good inspiring book every day before I go to bed at night. बस ये हमारा चार्ज आ गया।
सर एक लास्ट क्वेश्चन पूछूं, मैं मेरी तरफ से पूछूं?
अच्छा, लास्ट क्वेश्चन 60 सेकंड्स में पूरा करते
सर
हैं।
आप में ये एनर्जी कहाँ से आती है? बेसिकली मैंने देखा कि आपने आपका उपवास है, फिर भी आपने पानी तक नहीं पिया। आज मैं फिर 2 मिनट सिर्फ बोला, मैंने भी मतलब 2 बोतल पानी पी के गया, लेकिन आप में ये एनर्जी कहाँ से आती है सर, प्लीज?
The tradition of spirituality in India, the tradition of sages, saints and seekers in India has been a tradition of sadhana, has been a tradition of cultivating depths in your inner energies. As I said, Swami Vivekananda used to say, each soul is potentially divine. तो आप सभी में भी potentiality है, divinity है, आप भी ये सब कुछ कर सकते हो. Only thing that you have to labor behind it to cultivate it. और जिसके पीछे आप पड़ जाते हो, मतलब if you labor to cultivate, you will produce results. Simple. तो एक ये strength of mind होती है, and that strength of mind comes from the strength of your soul. You're walking on the spiritual path. आपकी साधना भी ये रहती है और भगवान की कृपा भी ये रहती है कि हर कोई संत, हर कोई साधक में एक इंटरनल एनर्जी तो enriched रहती है, क्योंकि उसकी एक साधना होती है. तो that's fine. As you work on new softwares, you have knowledge of new softwares. अब कंप्यूटर इंजीनियर सब धीरे धीरे करके AI आया, इसलिए बाहर जा रहे हैं और ज़्यादा जाएंगे. AI is going to take away thousands of jobs every day, और वो चालू है. Oracle ने भी बेच दिए 60,000, TCS ने भी 50,000 बेच दिए. तो सभी की जॉब्स डिफिकल्ट है बिकॉज ऑफ AI. लेकिन एक नया आयाम, एक नया सॉफ्टवेयर, एक नई AI की बात आप सीखे, तो दैट इज एन इनपुट टू योर मेंटल एनर्जी, दैट इज एन इनपुट दैट क्रिएट्स अ बेटर आउटपुट. द सेम वे इन योर लाइफ, व्हेन यू हैव अ गुड थॉट प्रोसेस, you have a strong determined mind, that energy is from within. So it is by all cultivation and deciding. You can cultivate, it's okay.
थैंक यू सर. मैं सभी ऑडियंस से एक रिक्वेस्ट,
अभी वॉर में एक अमेरिकन सोल्जर फ्लायर गिर पड़ा था टेरिटरी में, दुश्मन की टेरिटरी में. फॉर 24 hours he was alone and he was searched from all ways. लोकल ट्राइबल्स को भी बेच दिया था, लोकल गवर्नमेंट ने इनको भी भेजा था, आर्मी भी, एयरफोर्स से. वो 24 घंटा निकालना दुश्मन डीप इनसाइड एनिमी टेरिटरी. लेकिन दे वर ट्रेन्ड दैट इफ सच सिचुएशन हैपेंस, फिजिकली, मेंटली और इमोशनली आपको क्या करना है, कैसे हाइड आउट्स ढूंढने हैं, किस प्रकार से आपको समय समय पे बाहर आके आपके हेलीकॉप्टर्स या आपके प्लेन उड़ रहे हैं उसको कोई निशानी और आपकी मौजूदी देनी है. एक परफेक्ट ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम होता है उसका. And that soldier lived according to that perfect training program. He survived and he was lifted back. That means for 24 hours he must have kept himself so much motivated in the midst of enemies approaching him from all directions to capture him live. Because that would have been a big asset for the country to deal with the other country. That capture would have been a big deal. and he kept that motivation for 24 hours. आप इतना ही सोचना, बाकी की स्टोरी तो जो बताई आपको भी पता है, लेकिन ये सोचना कि 24 घंटे तक अपना मानस कैसे कंट्रोल किया होगा उसने, वो सोचना है. And for no reason 10 times in a day you speak मरी गया, अरे ये नहीं बोलूंगा. 10 दफा बोल लेते हैं दिन में, अरे यार मर गए. हाथ में से वो कप छूट जाता है, मर गया. वो कप छूटता है, मर नहीं जाते, सिर्फ कप टूटता है. और वो भी फ्लोर पे गिरा तो कारपेट होती है तो वो भी बच जाता है. लेकिन हमारा एटीट्यूड है, मर गए, अब क्या होगा, मर गए. मर नहीं जाते, कुछ नहीं होता है. There is a solution to my problem. Thank you.
लास्ट में स्वामी जी, रक्षित सर, नायर सर, सुजल शाह सर, दीपक सुपारी सर, हमारे सोमानी साहब और दूसरे भी एचआर हेड है, उसने काफ़ी सपोर्ट किया ये प्रोग्राम में. तो सबके लिए स्टैंडिंग ओवेशन, तालियां और थैंक यू सबको. बाहर हाई टी रखा है सबके लिए, तो रिक्वेस्ट है सबसे कि वो लेके जाइए प्लीज. सुजल शाह सर प्लीज, नायर सर, नायर सर, दीपक सर, सोमानी सर, विक्रांत बजाज सर, परवीन पंचाल, विशालदीप सर प्लीज, प्रदीप त्रिपाठी सर.